Hello, it's Kate from Inkstampshare.ink. I've got a Christmas card to show you how to make today. Getting ahead, getting ready a bit early for Christmas because, you know, if we want to make some cards, I've got to get on with it really. Yeah, so I just thought I'd make one sort of a wintry scene one with lots of snowflakes on. I'm using this gorgeous Colour Theory cardstock pack. No, that's not what it's called. That's the cardstock that goes with it. It's the Colour Theory paper stack. I'll get my words out. And some of the papers have got this beautiful crackle glaze effect on it. So I thought this looks quite frosty and cold. So we'll go for that. My base is Dapper Denim. So I've got a standard card base, which is a piece of A4, cut in half at 14.8 centimetres and then scored again at 10.5 to make my base. All my measurements will be on my blog so that you'll be able to go pop over there at inkstampshare.ink and have a look so you don't have to write things down. Yeah, it's got a bit of the card stuck in there still. There we go. Yeah, so I've got that, and then I've got my piece of paper which is slightly shorter at the bottom, and then I've got a scrap of paper for my sentiment there. And that's how I'm going to build my card. So I'm going to start by sticking my paper. No, I'm not going to start by sticking my paper. That's a mistake. Because if I do that, I need it to go around the bottom here. So I need it to fit in between these two layers. So I'll get my sequins and I'll do that first. And you'll see it all become clear in a second. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted. My home phone is just ringing. Right, sorry about that. Okay. So I know that I want my sequin trim with these the mini sequins just to go along here, and it's going to sit on top of my scrappy piece here. Right, so just going to go about here, I think a bit further up. No, that'll do. And then I am going to put this here. So I want to have it long enough here. Can you see what I'm actually doing? I think you can. So I want to have it long enough to go along here, not quite to the end, and then it's going to wrap around the back. So I'm going to grab a piece of double-sided tape. Here we go. Just a little bit, and I'm going to use it to stick on the back. You can use any tape really, can't you? I'm just going to use it to wrap around the back of my piece of paper. So I keep it in place before I glue it down. I hope that makes sense. So that's there. And I just need to stick it at the back. That will be perfect. That does the job perfectly well. Anchors it in place. That's the word I was looking for. This is a really not a complicated card to make at all. Okay, so now I can go ahead and I can glue this whole panel down because it's going to sit nicely in between. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue. This is brilliant stuff. If you've never had it, go for it because you won't ever look back. I absolutely love this stuff. It is so good. You hardly need any. It lasts forever. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. And it's really quite strong. It's good if you're making boxes and things like that because it actually glues really well. And you have that little bit of wriggle room just for a few seconds to move things around if it's not in quite the right place. So I'm going to slide my piece right to the top and have a gap at the bottom. And then I've got my sequins snug under there and they're going to fold over the top like so. And this is my piece of scrap paper that I've cut out. And I actually, when I cut this piece of paper out, I actually use the piece off the bottom so I'm not wasting anything because that goes like that, if you can see. So I just used a piece off the bottom for that. Now the stamp I'm going to use is actually from a different stamp set. This one is from the Star of Light stamp set. It just says Merry Christmas. You can use any sentiment that you fancy from any set, but I wanted just a plain, good old-fashioned Merry Christmas. And I'm using this very, very juicy pad I've got in Dapper Denim, which coordinates with the card base. Just ink it up well, and then I'll move the pad because I get in a mess. I was getting a mess. Okay, and I would like my sentiment over this side because I'm going to make a little banner with it. Right, so straight down. Oh, I think I might have moved it. That's not too bad at all. Yay! Straight up. So there we go. Now I've got to use my little triple banner punch to make a banner on the end. It makes life really easy. You just basically pop it in. If you do it upside down, you can see better what you're doing. Pop it in the end and then just line it up where you like it to be and press it down. Perfect every time. No faffing, no cutting your bit of paper till it gets shorter and shorter and you've lost it. It's great. And I'm going to glue that down straight away. I think I am going to glue it down straight away, and I'm just going to leave a little bit at the end open to tuck something in this banner end. So more glue, more of the multi-purpose glue. Work out where the sequins are sitting and stick it underneath. Yep. Good as gold. Oh. See, there's always a bit of wriggle room. And the fun's going to be when I try and stick these sequins down. I always have fun with that. So I'm actually going to use the fine tip glue applicator here, just to make a small line. I'm not sure actually whether this or the multi-purpose would be best. I'm just going to go for it and see. Just going to do a little line along the top. You can't really see it. And hope for the best. Hope for the best. Fingers crossed. It may take a few moments to glue, to dry, to stick. If it doesn't, I'll try the Tombow. Do it on video, you'll know what works then. Yeah, I wasn't convinced. I'm going to use the white glue. I think because it's so bumpy, the sequins, it's not grabbing it. So I think there's a texture issue more than a glue issue. So let's go with this. I do get glue everywhere. I'm a gluey, messy pup. That feels like it's grabbing it. Yay! And the sequins just give it a little bit of bling. Now, my snowflakes, I've cut out using the matching dies to in the Colour Theory suite. Hang on, get my words out for you. They are called Seasonal Layers Thinlets. And they have loads in there. And mine's a real mess. I'm going to put it on a big magnetic sheet I've got over there. In fact, I'll have to. Oh, I just lost one. There are leaves. There are snowflakes. There's a beautiful chair. There's a nice scalloped edge. That gorgeous chair. A branch for your flowers to go on. There's lots of flowers. There's even a drink. The leaves are gorgeous. And I lost one on the floor. Here it is. And this is my favourite one. My favourite die in this set is this beautiful autumn leaf. So there's loads. And the ones I'm actually using for this one are the snowflakes, which I've already got out. Where are they now? I got them out to show you. Here we go. Thought I was organised. So I've got 3 different snowflakes. 3 different ones, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They've got different shapes too to make it a bit more interesting. That die set is so versatile because you've got things for the summer, obviously seasonal layers. You've got everything, spring, summer, autumn, winter, perfect. Okay, so I've cut out my snowflakes already. I knew which ones I wanted, and I got them ready so that it wouldn't sit for ages watching somebody cutting out snowflakes on a big shop machine. So this is where I'm at, just these snowflakes cut out. Let's just make sure I've got all of the ones that I wanted. So I wanted to pop that one there, one over here like so, a darker coloured one like I had in my other one, like so. So I've got these now. So I just cut the same one out just in different colours, if you see that there. And these are the same. I just use a tiny little bit of the silver glimmer paper here, just to give it a bit of bling. Now here's a tip, the same pattern papers, there's another crackle glaze one, that I'd already started to use, and I turned it over and I used the different shades because we've got graduating of the blue here, right down to light blue, very dark saturated blue, and I've cut the snowflakes out different places to get give a different look. This one is cut out of the Dapper Denim cardstock, that one from the Silver Glimmer, but all the rest are cut out from this one sheet. So just to give you an idea of how versatile it is, and you don't need lots of different colours or different pieces of card or anything like that. Right, now before I glue my snowflakes down, I did some stamping on my other one. And I used the coordinating stamp set that goes with the dies. The only one I actually used out of it was the snowflake. These match the dies, so you have the leaves, you have the leaves, you have the branch, have the snowflakes. You have some gorgeous sentiments and all sorts in here, and they just match, so you can cut out all the images with the dies. But I'm going to use the bigger snowflake in there, and I'm going to bring that big old ink pad back in, and I have a piece of scrap paper right here that I'm going to use too. So I am going to, at full strength on the Dapper Denim, I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm just going to go down like so. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp it off to give myself a much lighter shade, and I'm going to go on half off the top like so, and then I'm going to ink it up well. I'm going to have another one over here like so. I actually had one across the bottom, but now I've stuck it down. I don't want to stamp on that. I wonder if I can get away with that. Yeah, I can. So there's always a way. Just want to mask off that. So do this before you glue your first layer down, I would. Full strength. Snowflake. Like that. There we are. So that's all the stamping I want to do. And I'm going to get rid of this before I stick my hand in it and make blue everywhere. I normally do. Just make sure my sequins are straight. It's stuck. Stuck really well now. Okay, this is the fun part because we get to faff about a fair bit. I'm going to use my Tombow. I could use my fine tip glue, but I just want to be quick, so I'm going to use my Tombow. Just little tiny dabs of glue you need on these little snowflakes. Really hardly anything. You don't want it to go everywhere. And I'm going to stick this one underneath my banner, right there. And then I've got a big blue one, and I'm going to match the one I made before, so I don't have to sit and decide where I'd like it to go. Pop that one on. Kind of goes over the end of my sequins and slightly over this stamped snowflake. I'm going to pop one of these on. Ooh, dropped it. Like so. Then I've got a big one. Love this colour, these graduating colours in these papers. So useful. It's really frosty looking, isn't it? Are you feeling cold? Should I stick it that way? Oops, stuck to me then. Oh, I'm all gluey. Like so. Perfect. And then I've got one pale blue here. And we're almost done. So simple. So I think this would be easy because you could actually make a batch of these quite quickly. If you cut out your snowflakes, had a little batching session of cutting out a few different snowflakes in whatever colours you fancy. Cut each element out in batches, and then you could just sit and layer them up quite happily. And you'd have some really pretty frosty Christmas cards to give out that are not necessarily religious cards, if that's not what you'd like. Obviously entirely up to what you want, but it's nice to have all sorts of different cards, I think. Have a selection of people that you want to send them to. Nice wintry theme is good. There we go. All done. I hope you like my card. You need to put your sentiment inside, of course. I will put a Merry Christmas inside as well. There's both of them. I hope you like them. I think they're great. Now, this is interesting. I've made this card as part of a challenge for the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator team that I'm in. Now, our team leader thought it would be fun and we'd get a lot of inspiration if we cased a card from the catalogue and put it in a challenge. So cased means copy and selectively edit and show everyone what you can do. And so I went into our annual catalogue and I have got mine from page 146. So I've pretty much copied this card. I've slightly changed it up by putting Merry Christmas instead of thinking of you. And I haven't put any of these tiny little enamel dots on that they've got. I might go back and put some sequins on instead. So selectively edit, that'll be my editing. I've also got a little bit of silver there. That one isn't glued down. Yeah, so that's my card I've cased. Now, the catalogue, it's huge. I have a bound one. There are 232 pages in this catalogue. And it's not just a book to buy things from. It is absolutely full of project ideas and cards and beautiful images, things you can make. So, you know, this is great as an ideas book. If you ever get stuck, say you're making cards and your mojo has gone and you just have, you know, your brain elsewhere and you can't think of what to make, it's a great place to start. Just case something from the catalogue and you'll find your creativity starts to flow again and then all your own ideas will come pouring through. But it's just a perfect place to start and there are so many beautiful things in there. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalogue, please do get in touch. I'd be delighted to send you a complimentary copy. My blog, and you can contact me, is inkstampshare.ink. You can buy all the products. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I sell everything out of the catalogue and the seasonal catalogue too. So if there's anything you fancy, do get in touch. That's inkstampshare.ink. Thanks for stopping by.